And we're live from the Firehouse Coffee Shop in St. James. I'm Eric Davidson.
And I am Terrell Story.
And this is Kitchen Talk.
Kitchen Talk. And we are in the kitchen.
We are legitimately in the kitchen. Here's another annoying sound for you.
Oh. 20 guesses to what that is.
It's a balloon.
Oh. It's not only one balloon, it's a double balloon.
It's a balloon inside a balloon.
Kind of like our thoughts today.
Yeah.
Things inside things.
So, and then a very long railroad track that's all twisty and turny.
Wow. I think they're lost already. So what are we talking about today?
So, this episode is titled Perfectionistism.
Perfectionistism. Perfectionistism.
Yes.
I don't feel like I can perfectly say that.
Ooh.
I feel so imperfect saying
Shame.
Perfectionistism.
Shame.
It sounds like a disease. Ooh, yeah, perfectionistism. Can I have some lotion for that, please? Yes.
I'm sorry, you only have 6 months.
Oh, wow. So perfectionistism is what? What would you say perfectionistism is?
It's a matter of perspective. It depends on who it is and how they're being. It can be broad. So
it can be what?
So first,
broad. I got broad. It could be broad.
A broad topic.
Broad
so
topics.
First, in my opinion, perfection cannot be achieved. So
Agreed. Are we done?
No.
We're done with this episode? To all you perfectionistisms peoples, the isms and schisms of perfectionistism. I don't know that I ever said that right.
We are not done.
It cannot be achieved.
No. We
Okay.
just started.
Okay. Don't tune out yet.
Don't interrupt me, Terrell.
My life is full of interrupting. Perfectionism. Back to Eric.
Okay. So, perfection can't be achieved. And then people obsessively trying to achieve perfectionism. So, let's say you got your picture frame or something. You've got to move it to the perfect center. Well, guess what? It's off by 1,000th of an inch. That's gonna drive you crazy. So apparently, without using the proper tools, it is perfect. But
so, would you say that you are a perfectionist?
I would not say that. I would say I'm more detail oriented and I like things neat and organized. But I am not a perfectionist.
So we're not talking about ODC.
OCD. It's another
ODC. OCD.
It's another disorder.
It is another.
Yeah, we'll touch on that.
But they're very connected. So you're not talking about OCD.
No.
We're not talking about that. We're talking about perfectionistism.
Mm-hmm.
And so you are not a perfectionist.
No.
Why do you think you are not falling into the category of a perfectionist?
Because there are several things that I let slack that I could be obsessed over.
So obsession is in there as well.
Obsessing yes.
Over details?
It's just really where your priorities lie.
Yeah. So would you say you're detail oriented?
Yes.
And are you very regiment and structured as far as a routine?
Yes.
So you get up at the same time every day?
Yes. So consistently.
Okay. Do you have the same thing to eat every morning?
I actually have just about the same thing to eat for lunch. I pack a lunch.
Yeah. Just curious, again, it's not the same thing as being a perfectionist, but I'm trying to draw some analogies with the actual perfectionist.
Yes,
and
but the contradictory factor of me being a perfectionist, I don't always leave my room clean.
Ah, oh my. That's a surprise plot twist. Spoiler alert.
I'm being
Eric does not have a clean room, Mother.
not always.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
not always.
I'm sorry, Mom. I try.
Well, does that bother your mother or your father more, or either of them, that your room is not always perfect?
It bothers my mother the most.
So is she a perfectionist?
She's probably a bit more neat. She likes to be consistently more neater than I am.
So I almost heard neat freak. Not to call Mama
no.
Joanne a neat freak or a freak of any kind. I'm just.
I love her.
Oh, I'm good. I'm glad. I'm good. I'm glad.
I love her, but sometimes.
I get
Sometimes.
it. It's okay.
Yeah.
All right. I don't think you're gonna have grounding issues.
I love you, Mom. I love you, Mom.
So back to being a perfectionist. I know that I have some of those tendencies. I have said, because I've been called that before, either a neat freak or a perfectionist,
Mm-hmm.
or you must have OCD or whatever it is. You know,
Yeah.
it's almost always in a negative context.
Yeah.
For one thing, which is really, really weird that that's a label that's put on us in a negative context.
Mm-hmm.
But isn't it nice to be orderly and organized and know where things are and for things to look great? Like, those are all kind of nice things. Those aren't negative things, are they, in and of themselves?
Yeah, and just probably the average person who's, I don't know, accusing us of having OCD, they aren't looking at the facts.
Right.
If someone is diagnosed with OCD, it is probably that they're obsessively washing their hands, scraping off the skin off their hands because of germs.
So,
or cleaning their room obsessively when they're supposed to be at work.
right. And just a cycle over and over and over again, and cannot move on past that until this happens.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, at some point, I said, I don't think I can be labeled as a perfectionist because perfectionists can never be perfect.
Mm-hmm.
So, if I were going to be labeled as anything, if you think I'm a perfectionist, I would say you're wrong, because I would be a frustrated perfectionist, because you can never achieve that point.
Agreed.
So that would be a cycle of just frustrated perfectionistism. Frustrated perfectionistism is our next episode. Just kidding, it's not. It's a different ism.
No. Next episode is Area 51 and conspiracy theories.
Sneak peek into that.
Yeah.
But back to perfectionistism and those OCD and perfect things. So my tendency is I like everything to go back into the same place that it came from.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I have the same place to hang my keys up at night, so that in the mornings when I'm rushing out the door, I just have to
where they
reach over and automatically grab them and put them where I need them to be, which is in my hands.
Yes.
So very frustrating for me if my keys do not get in the same place. Randomly, I will put them somewhere else, which is really weird. And then I'm like, there's a moment of panic, and In fact, one time they were in my pocket of my jeans. They were in the laundry pile, and that was terrible. It was terrible. Life was ending for me. I was having a meltdown. No, not that bad, but
okay.
It seemed easier, like on the outset of that.
Mm-hmm.
To some people that don't have to do that. Like, I love my wife dearly, honey. You're so sweet. Not that you're ever going to listen to this episode, but love you. But our contrasts and comparisons are, we never know where her stuff's going to land. Which is just, she may know where it is, but I don't know where it is, which is inadvertently not important because I don't need to know. Or do I? Because when she starts looking for it the next morning, I don't know, honey. I don't know, I didn't put them away. But then you start the search, and there's the panic.
No hustle and bustle. I need to get out of the house
Right.
now.
Right. That's kind of the way that I am too.
And if I'm meeting someone for an appointment or something, I like to be 5 minutes early if there's some sort of delay or something.
I love you and hate you at the same time. I want to build in 5 to 10 minutes into my time, but unfortunately, I have, and I don't know what this is called, but I have a tendency to try to fit one more thing in before I go to the next thing.
Mm.
Like, before I leave the house, I'm like, wait, I can wash all those dishes and put them away and wipe down the table and sweep the floor and hang up new curtains before I leave in the morning. I have plenty of time to do that. Just one more thing and one more thing and one more thing. And then my time is all eaten up and I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't do that. So that's a tendency that I have to go, wait, no, I'm just going to do thing 1, thing 2, thing 3, and that's all I have time for.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if that relates to perfectionism,
Orderliness. You can have a very tidy house and a very unorderly schedule. So
True.
It's
So it
a
applies.
balance. It's a balance of things.
So it could apply in some areas and not in the others. So,
Yeah.
do you have a car?
I borrowed my dad's car.
You buy your dad's car. So my car is the other thing as well. I like a neat, tidy car. Like there are very few things that are left every day that I leave, like get out of my car.
Mm-hmm.
There's a few things I might leave in there, but they're intentional.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I have a cup from McDonald's, which I rarely do because I rarely eat at McDonald's or drink at McDonald's. But if I have a cup,
Okay.
when I get out of the car, that cup, I'm done with it. It's going to get out of the car with me,
Mm-hmm.
and it's going to get tossed in the trash because I'm done with it.
Yeah.
And it's also easier than the next day if I'm going to bring a drink with me. I have a place to put my drink. I don't have to go, oh my gosh, there's 5 McDonald's cups in here. I don't know where to put my cup. And then I have to clean that all up. That's a hassle to me. I'd rather pull everything out of my car every night and, nearly drop everything, carrying it into the house to get it back in its place so that the next morning I can start all over again. New canvas. Look, my car is open. Let's put lots of things in there. So those are kind of my weird things.
Yeah. Our little solution for the trash issue, not having else spring around, we have a little trash can.
In the car or automobile?
Yeah, in the car, and then we empty it as needed.
Yeah. We usually keep a plastic grocery bag somewhere in there to be able to handle it or pull it out and then stuff things in and carry it out as well. But I don't even like the trash bag left in there, quite honestly. It has to be tucked away in the pocket behind the seat or something,
Out of sight, out of mind.
So then another frustration for my family sometimes, me coming home at night, if the way I settle in is that everything is in its place. I really don't care if there is a layer of dust from 5 weeks on the furniture. I don't care about that. I more care that all things are in their place.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the dishes are done and put away, and the pillows are not strung all over the living room. They're on the couch, and things are just in their place. So
Yeah.
I can come in and walk into the room and just sit down. But if I have to struggle with making myself do that if there are things that don't look perfect, and that's why I've been accused of the perfectionist for myself, is oh my gosh, I can't be perfect. I can't get things perfect for you. But I'm a very visual, so there's a lot of visual things that I have to fight in that way. So, making the beds. How about your bedroom? You said it's not clean, so I'm assuming, it's not always clean.
It has blankets on it.
It has blankets on it, so that means the bed is not made. Do you make the bed before you go to bed?
No, I just pull the covers on over.
So
I straighten out the blanket.
Before you get into the bed.
Yes.
So you're kind of halfway.
Kind of halfway, but I mean, if guests are coming to the house, yes, I'll make it presentable.
You have guests in your bedroom?
I mean,
Awkward face by Eric.
It's like,
Sorry,
hey,
Mom. We're not
hey,
answering that question now.
Hey, I want to see what your room looks like with that
I
TARDIS
understood.
TARDIS door on it. It's
Yeah.
like, look inside my TARDIS.
Very
there you go.
nice. Yes.
That's
Everyone
right.
wants to look inside your TARDIS.
It's on the dope cup.
What a perfect TARDIS. Uh-huh. Oh. So those are my weird things about perfectionists and perfectionism and everything. What's the strangest thing?
As well as mine.
So what's the strangest thing you've seen from other people, maybe not ourselves, that you're going, oh, identified as a perfectionist dealing with perfectionistisms? Right there. Thoughts by Eric.
I can't think of an example.
Nothing stands out.
Do you have an example?
Well, my parents, I kind of blame and or thank my parents probably for, well, my wife blames my parents, and I sometimes blame them and or thank them. We always tease.
Wow, this episode, we're just
bashing parents and siblings and spouses.
And mothers.
And mothers and fathers.
I love you, Mom.
I love you, Mom and Dad, too.
Yeah.
So,
I love you, Dad.
I'm an only child. So, my parents always taught me, if you're finished playing with that toy, then put it up.
Yes.
If you're finished wearing those clothes, first of all, are they dirty? Yes, Mom, they're dirty. Then put them in the dirty clothes pile in the laundry room. If they're clean, then put them back in the drawer or hang them back up to be worn again.
Mm-hmm.
So again, I was raised with that habit of, okay, you're done with this, put it where it goes. The other thing is my mother was a very adamant clean freak because she vacuumed the floors every single day.
Mm.
Like every day our Kirby vacuum cleaner was going. Oh.
Okay.
That's Kirby. You who have Kirby's, they're very loud and you know that.
Don't hurt yourself, Gerald.
Okay. I'm having trouble breathing now. So, and then she would dust every day too. So those were things that happened before she went to work every morning.
Okay.
Or that I would have to be a part of.
My mother's not that much of a neat freak, but we're all neat in our house. So, apparently we heard something on the radio that was the average person has such and such an amount of change lying around in the couch cushions and stuff like that. What? People do that? No. We scour for the change. We put it in our wallets and our purses. No, not. There's 0 cents in the Davidson house lying around.
Oh, got it. Wait, the other statement, 0 cents in the story house, has existed. So, 2 different statements. So then I heard from my dad. My dad was a logger, truck driver, diesel mechanic, all that stuff, and he has a garage.
Mm-hmm.
And we always joke about the fact that his garage floor, like he and Mom keep it clean enough that you could just eat off the floor.
Oh wow!
It's just that clean. They clean behind themselves all the time. Like they just go after it. So even the tools that he uses, the tools that are greasy, like that was one of the tasks. That if you handed a tool back to me and you were done with it, it gets wiped down and put back in its place. So there's like no grease on the tools that you have done this nasty greasy job doing. So again, I grew up with that kind of training, and it just was just part of who I am and was, and didn't know that people did it any different. So kind of weird.
I'm gonna be nitpicky here.
Nitpicky.
So for the greasy
He's
tools,
going to be a perfectionist right here.
Well, I'm just picking questions at you. For the greasy tools and the greasy cloth you had, so did you have to wash them by hand or
the cloths or the tools?
Once you have the tools clean with the cloths, did you have to just toss them in the washing washing machine.
Oh, there was a solvent to go in
Okay.
to rinse that out with, and then there was a company that came to pick up the shop towels that were used after all of that. So then you'd had fresh shop towels to use every time you started a new project.
Ah,
Yes,
okay.
there was a definite process for that.
Okay. There's one. I'm gonna close the episode with this.
Awesome.
My one pet peeve is I have my desk with school books. Just to inform you people, I'm homeschooled. And anyway,
And he's very smart.
When I am, oh, thank you,
You're welcome.
thank you. A squared plus B squared equals C squared. Okay. Um.
Perfectly stated.
Perfectly stated. Anyway, so I finish all my assignments in neat accordance, and I leave my books, probably strewn here and there, but they are on my desk. Now, when my mom comes to correct those books, and then they're just like, oh, distraction. Oh, I'm on my phone. Oh, I love you, Mom. But she takes my book, and it's somewhere around the house, and I'm getting ready to go to work. I want to get a little school done in the morning, and Mom, where's my book? Mom! And so I had to walk on over, look around, find it. And then I finally find it, but then by then I've wasted too much time to do my schoolwork. So
you do like things to be in their place
yes.
and where you left them.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So with perfectionism, cautiously regard the needs of others.
So there you have it. We
There you
are
have it.
the struggling non-perfectionistisms persons.
It's complicated, hopefully made less complex. Bye,
Adios.
guys. We are signing out.
Ching ching.
Thanks for listening.